first of all, your name?
My name is Nicholas Tully-Fern, spelled Nicholas, and last name Tully-Fern.
And where are you from?
I'm from Portland, Oregon, originally.
So tell me about what, military, prior military?
Prior military, yes.
Tell me a little bit about that.
So I joined the Marine Corps in 2017 at the age of 25. I originally had wanted to go in for finance. Economics is one of my passions, and they placed me in supply. My first duty station was in Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, and I was attached to 2nd Recon Battalion. And then I received orders over to Okinawa, Japan, and from there I was able to just live amongst the island and understand a different way of life and how people move throughout their lives other than how Americans do. And it was a great experience to be a part of.
So coming home, now you decide to do this walk. Tell me about this walk, where it started, what its end is, what you hope to accomplish, and what you've seen so far.
Certainly. So when I got home, I had a whole plan of how I wanted to scholastically move forward on my career, and that includes getting a mathematics degree and eventually go back into the Air Force for operations research. And there's a plethora of degrees afterwards I wanted to get, including strategic communications and economics. And I knew that I would be able to accomplish that and get into the schools that I want. But I had a last itch for an adventure. And so I saw somebody walking across America, and I was like, that's it. Like, that's what I'm gonna do. And I've had experience with it prior because I did a bicycle ride from Colorado Springs to San Antonio. It took about a month long, and I took 10 days off, so averaging about 45 miles a day. And so I started planning out where I would end in Savannah, Georgia originally for my 30th birthday. And when I was envisioning myself going backwards, I saw myself starting at Stanford University in Palo Alto, California. And when I saw myself there, I wept of pure joy. And I was able to release my perceived suffering in the world and accomplish a bit of simplicity and understanding of, by illuminating the chaos, we're able to see the world more clearly. And so that gave me a new drive on how I was going to operate this journey. And my main prerogative is to meet and understand the people on a personal level, and to teach a little bit of the simplicity on how I view the world. And so as I've encountered all these people, I hear to understand and I don't listen to respond. So it gives me the opportunity to fully understand what they're telling me and who they are, and also give my perception of what was the information they gave. And a lot of the times I've been told that they've never heard it in such a light before. And it eases their understanding just a little bit. And I feel truly that if we get past judgment, and by not judging others, but also not receiving the judgment of others to ourselves, then we can just operate how we need to and live the life that we want to. And I fully just want to express love to people. And I've been able to be in a vast amount of circumstances to where I've received love in whichever manner a person is able to. And sometimes that's only a head nod, it's a hello, good conversation, food, water, donations. And I feel that because I'm receiving so much, I also have to be able to give the love back in whichever manner I'm able to. And I feel that it's a harmonious balance that I've been able to create. Much to the same, just like, it's beautiful. Beautiful to be able to be present in the world. I'm not worried about the future, and I'm not angry or sad about the past. Instead, when I look at the past, I try to find joyous moments. And when I look towards the future, I try to find hope. But I can only live in those two spots for a short amount of time. And I have to come back to the present moment. And people have asked me, where's my favorite place I've been on this journey? And it's always right here, wherever I'm at currently. I've experienced many beautiful places, and I've experienced perceived desolation in the desert where I was able to find life and love. And it's a matter of just your perspective. If you're wanting to find something, you will find it, and good or bad or neutral. And I feel that it's just a matter of how we go about our lives and how we perceive it and what we believe in, and just have faith and hope that things will turn out the way they need to.
What about what's the most memorable experience so far in this journey that you've made so far? How many miles? Any idea how many miles you've done?
I haven't tracked how many miles I've done, to be honest. For myself, I believe those are days gone and miles walked.
When did you first start this?
I started on February 9th.
You got to go in, your birthday is September
2nd.
2nd. You're going to be in, I'm going to make the East Coast by then.
Yep, so I'll be in Savannah, Georgia. And so I was born 9292, and I started this journey on 2922. So it's a bit of numerology, and it's like the days flipped when it was perfectly aligned.
So you're going from there to Washington, D.C.
Yes, sir. So from my birthday, then I'm going to head up to Washington, D.C. and end the trip on November 8th. So the first Tuesday of November.
What about the people you've met along here? What's the most memorable experience of people you've met? What's one that really stands out?
I think the one that most stands out is I don't typically, actually, there was only one occurrence where I was trying to hitch a ride. Like I've accepted rides from people if my intuition told me to do so. And there was at one point I was holding a sign just to get a ride over to the next town over, and I was near the interstate south of El Paso. And somebody had pulled over and handed me $10. Now my sign said nothing about receiving money because even though I only had $2 in my account at the time, I wasn't asking. I try not to ask for any help, really. And that was the one time I did, was to ask for a ride. Someone had handed me $10, and then a gentleman pulled into the gas station, and he walked over and he had a bag of water, some gum, and a $1 bill in there. And he stated, hey, he's like, you know, I'm struggling myself, but I see that you're struggling, and I wanted to be of help. And we get to talking, and he states that he just received the job, and he was super proud about himself, but he was trying to figure out a way to pay for gas. And so I just immediately dug into my pocket, and I handed the $10 to him. And he was so taken aback just to be able to receive something when, you know, he was just trying to help me out, and he didn't expect anything in return. And it brought me joy to be able to be that person that he needed me to be in whichever manner it was. And I feel that that's been an occurrence along this journey the entire time, is divine love, unconditional love, is to willingly give with no expectations of receiving, and to know that we will be able to receive at a point tomorrow when we need it. And I feel that when we expect love and we don't receive it, then we become jaded, and then love equates to a feeling instead of an action. Or if we do receive love, we become dependent on it, and then when we stop receiving it from the source that we were depending on, then we wonder the what ifs. What am I doing wrong? What happened? Instead of just living life amongst love, giving love, receiving love as an action.
But why Savannah, Georgia?
Savannah, Georgia, specifically because that's right where the coast hits. And the day after my 30th birthday, on September 30th, Oregon Ducks are playing Georgia football team in Atlanta. It's a neutral site, but it doesn't seem very neutral since it's only 40 miles from Athens, Georgia. So that was my opportunity to hit the other coast and then go over to Atlanta for the football game. Yeah.
What about the worst experience on this? What has been the most challenging thing that you've had? Weather, heat, what?
It's going to sound so simple. The most challenging experience is something I battle daily, and that's getting out of my sleeping bag. Particularly because when I'm in my sleeping bag, I know that all of this is about to happen. and I'm in a safe spot, and I'm comfortable. And as soon as I get out and I approach the world, then I'm fully immersed into the mysteries of life and things that I can't account for. And you know, sometimes it takes me 20 minutes to even get out of my sleeping bag, but eventually I get out and I keep walking.
And your name one more time?
Nicholas Tully-Fern.